with Alert Day coverage now. This is Wave News.
It is not a cliche. You will need to hold on to your hats today with the strong wind gusts we're seeing. This is an alert day. Some of our team lost a few caps while outside today. It's all because of that wind. Then you see this video whipping through, swinging traffic lights, the trees there blowing as well. The footage was taken on Dixie Highway in South Louisville. And just steps away from our studio, more strong winds seen here, rustling the trees in downtown Louisville. Now's the perfect time to make sure that your outside furniture is secured and it doesn't end up down the street. We have seen wind speeds get up to at least 50 miles per hour already this evening, and those winds will continue well into the night. We want to thank you for watching Wave News at 5 o'clock. I'm Brian Schlonsky. Myra is off. Our Wave storm tracking team has alerted us to this stretch of severe weather days. They did so well in advance. That alert allows all of us time to prepare for what's to come. While it's wind that we've been dealing with so far, rounds of rain will begin rolling in later on tonight. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Harnett is joining us now with the timing of all of this. Kevin?
Brian, it's that first alert that's so important. We know you need it so you can better protect and prepare. You'll see that between now and late Saturday, we have several rounds of severe storms. The more robust will likely be what comes in tonight. That will be accompanied with persistent heavy rain that takes us through that period as well. Tonight, wind, hail, and tornadoes all on the table, along with the potential for flash flooding. We are in that moderate risk for severe storms across the Louisville area and points back to the west. East of us, the enhanced, both of those 3 and 4 out of the scale of 5. That rare 5, the high risk, is already in place across West Kentucky and western Tennessee. Only a couple of those issued from the Storm Prediction Center a year. We have the slight risk tomorrow along and south of Interstate 64. And you'll notice the marginal risk for Friday back to a slight risk on Saturday. That's the daily risk of severe that you see. So we're where the red line is. We have the wind moving through now. Very strong, 50-plus mile per hour gust. Severe threat increases late this evening into the overnight, passing the midnight hour. Tomorrow during the evening, another severe chance ending just after midnight. Same story as we go into Friday night, early Saturday, and then again late Saturday into Sunday. And then the flooding threat. Each of these severe chances accompanied with very heavy rain. 82, that's our current temperature. The wind advisory is in place until 1 o'clock tonight. We've seen strong winds already, still have gusts to 43 in Louisville. That's among the strongest around at this point. We've seen breaks in the clouds, giving us some sunshine, adding more instability. Development already taking place along the frontal boundary and back toward the Memphis area, where we have a number of tornado and severe thunderstorm warnings, even near St. Louis, up into central parts of Illinois. That is moving in our direction. Enhanced, moderate, high, those are the risk categories in play for tonight across the Commonwealth. The best chance for us to see those stronger storms will be after 8, 9 o'clock, moving closer to the midnight hour and just beyond. Brian, the alert day for today may contain the most robust storms, but certainly concerns continue into Saturday. More on those coming up in just a few.
Yeah, and Kevin, we are already receiving reports of damage in our area, and that's just due to the strong wind gusts. These photos were sent to us by a viewer. They show how that wind knocked over parts of this chimney. This is a home in the Beachmont neighborhood. That part fell down on the homeowner's deck. It even knocked off their grill. This is important. The homeowner says thankfully there was a firehouse just around the corner. They were able to flag down a couple of firemen there and help them lift the grill. The reason this was important, the grill had rested on the ignite button for that propane. And the threat of severe weather, it's racing closer to wave country. We know that the threat is going to come in during the overnight hours. So it's important that you prepare now and you know what your options are for shelter. Maybe you live in an apartment or a mobile home. It's especially important then. Several counties across our area are setting up shelter space, including in Bullitt County. Wave News reporter Kirsten Foote is giving us a look at some of the preparations.
Food, water, blankets, and things like cots. They're all on hand at several locations across Bullitt County ahead of a multi-day rain event.
We do not have historical weather events very often. This should be taken very seriously.
Bullitt County schools may be on spring break this week, but they're providing a place for people to rest their head in the midst of severe weather and its aftermath. One of them is Roby Elementary School, a place that's no stranger to severe weather and flooding.
In 1997, we had an historic event where literally the only dry place in the city of Shepherdsville was right here where we're standing now, and at the Bullitt Central High School.
Other shelter locations in Bullitt County include North Bullitt High, Bullitt East High, Lebanon Junction Elementary, and Nichols Elementary. Summers says these shelters are there for people who might not have access to proper shelter areas.
This end of Bullitt County, Shepherdsville, Lebanon Junction, they have a lot of apartment complexes and mobile home areas too. And so they will have shelter tonight and a place to go.
Each location can hold up to 200 people, and with a multifaceted weather event, these shelters aren't just going to be open for Wednesday night's severe weather threat, but also will provide refuge to an area that's prone to flooding.
Anywhere from 7 to 12 inches of rain is a lot of rain for a community that has 3 rivers.
For those that do have proper shelter, Summers stresses planning ahead and making sure your phones are fully charged, have ample flashlight batteries, and snacks and water.
Do all the right things and necessary things that you would do, say if you're going on vacation. Plan for it.
For a full list of locations across Bullitt County that are open as shelters and other counties offering shelter space, visit our website. That's wave3.com. Reporting in Bullitt County, Kirsten Foote, Wave News.
The expected severe weather stirs some unpleasant memories for homeowners in Jeffersonville. 1 year ago at this hour, a tornado touched down, injuring 10 people and bringing extensive damage to several neighborhoods. Wave News reporter David Mattingly talked with a homeowner who was hit by that storm.
And I heard, Brian, about how that storm so badly damaged his house that his family had to move out for months while repairs were made. And now, with the new storm system moving in, with bad weather in the headlines, Derek Walkery is feeling nervous again about his family's safety. Last year, their house suffered tens of thousands of dollars in damage, while the 6 of them were huddled in the floor of the hallway.
Like literally had to grab the dog, my kids, and get in the hallway and shut the doors and just brace for it. Basically was like hunkered over them, holding on to them all. With me and my wife, we're doing that to our kids and just hanging on to them in the hallway. So we don't have a basement or anything like that.
Walkery's family made it through the storm without injury, but the recovery of their home was a slow and aggravating experience. More on his story tonight at 6. In the meantime, Jeffersonville Mayor Mike Moore is already putting out the warning publicly to any potential scammers who might be thinking about making money off of storm victims. He says to steer clear of this area if any of that damage comes to Jeffersonville. Reporting live, David Mattingly, Wave News.
Yeah, just something else for us to worry about. All right, thank you, David. Now is the perfect time. If you don't have it already, you can get the Wave Weather app. We've got this stretch of alert days ahead. You'll be able to time out the storms from wherever you are right in the app. If you see damage in your area, you can also submit your photos and your videos there in the app as well. It's free for you to download in your phone's app store. Well, President Trump is unveiling his plans for new tariffs on imported goods. Democrats and even some Republicans have been critical of this plan. Some economists think it will raise prices for American consumers. NBC's Julie Sirkin has more now from Washington.
Liberation Day.
It's Liberation Day, according to President Trump.
It's our declaration of economic independence.
Unveiling the largest tariff package in generations.
Instituting reciprocal tariffs on countries throughout the world. Reciprocal. That means they do it to us and we do it to them.
This is not Liberation Day. It's Recession Day in the United States of America. That's what the Trump tariffs are going to do.
The president has already imposed tariffs on U.S. allies Mexico and Canada, plus a 20% tax on goods imported from China. The leaders of Mexico and Canada are banding together, promising to boost trade between the two nations. And on Thursday, a new tax on all foreign-made cars and parts. Experts say expect prices to go up, anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 on foreign cars and $3,000 to $8,000 for domestic brands.
We just bought a new car, so because we were thinking of all the tariffs and everything and how everything is going to go up.
I'm not really worried because I don't know how long they're going to be in place.
While Americans are bracing for the unknown, Democrats are pushing back.
But this is not about fentanyl. It's about tariffs. It's about a national sales tax on American families.
Today, forcing a vote on a bill to do away with the tariffs on Canada. Even some Republicans are on board, including those bordering our northern neighbor.
Maine also sends between $200 million and $400 million worth of lobster to Canada each year for processing.
Now, someone the president has had very good relations with is Elon Musk, the billionaire, remember, behind all of those layoffs and cuts across the federal government. Well, this afternoon, White House officials are confirming that President Trump told his cabinet that Musk would be leaving his government role within a matter of months. In Washington, Julie Sturkin, NBC News.
Back here at home, Louisville's Ford assembly plant is going to close for most of next year. It's happening as they undergo a massive remodeling project. All of this is according to leadership at the local UAW branch. Ward Jallis has more details from the UAW president. He joins us now to break down what's coming.
Hey, Brian. Yeah, we're told this massive renovation project, or retooling as the company often calls it, will begin at the end of this year, and the plant likely will not fully reopen until late 2026. Local UAW President Todd Dunn describes this as a total gutting of the Louisville assembly plant so that new equipment and facilities can be installed for the production of a new all-electric vehicle. Now, at this point, we do not know what that vehicle will be, but we're told that the closure will begin in December of this year and last about 8 to 10 months. We're also told that 2,300 workers will be impacted, most temporarily laid off during this. Although thanks to an agreement with the union, those workers will receive benefits during the closure. They'll receive unemployment benefits first, and when those run out, they'll get sub pay of about 70 to 80% of their usual take-home pay. Dunn says moving forward, the UAW is going to focus on getting workers prepared for this closure.
Now it's just working on navigating the plan towards when this shutdown is going to begin, make sure our membership's informed, those will be affected, give them as many services and get them as much information as possible to prepare and plan for that. So we're just in the planning stage and we're waiting on some of the specifics to come from Ford Motor Company.
Now, all Ford will tell us about this is that they have committed an electric vehicle to the plant and that they will have more details soon. Meantime, the UAW says Ford will begin hosting town halls and other forms of meetings with UAW members leading up to this closure to get everyone prepared for what's to come. Brian?
All right, we'll see what happens. Thanks for the update, Ward. Developing now, Keeneland delays the start of its spring meet, and it's all because of the weather. We'll take a look at when those races are now set to begin. Plus, the stolen car connected to 2 burglaries in Louisville. We'll show you one theft that was caught on camera. You're going to also hear from a business owner. That's coming up after the break. Using a car to break into a business. It's not the first time that we've seen this. One particular car, a white Kia Soul, appears to have hit 3 separate businesses in the metro all overnight, and that includes a gun store. Wave News reporter Alina Noakes has a closer look at this brazen attempt.
Well, Brian, security cameras and a good alarm system both helped to deter would-be burglars early Wednesday morning at a gun store on Dixie Highway. It left behind a mess, but they did not get inside. The suspects using a white Kia Soul used as a battering ram against this door that matches the description of one used half an hour before at a burglary on Poplar Level Road. That's at Derby 6. You can see the suspects' white Kia parked just outside the frame. One by one, the group ducks through the shattered door, hopping over the counter and shoving products into backpacks. The owner tells me this is at least the 10th break-in at this location in the past 10 years. Cleaning up the mess and losing thousands of dollars each time has just become routine.
I mean, it's frustrating. It's something we've put in the budget. It's a line item, especially in the Kentuckiana area. Louisville particularly.
Unfortunately, Troy LeBlanc's business was one of 3 confirmed break-ins at the hands of suspects in a white Kia Soul. This video is from a liquor store, which was the 3rd location hit within an hour, just 10 minutes from that gun store. They didn't get inside, but did leave pieces of the car behind. LMPD has had this case less than 12 hours now. They're still working to confirm if all these cases are connected, but they are working with that possibility. If you have any information about these cases, give them a call or to submit an anonymous tip online. Alina Noakes, Wave News.
Thanks, Alina. The wind creating the biggest issues for us right now. All of this coming before the rain picks up later on tonight. We're taking a look at some of the places that are offering shelter for those in need here in our area.
Yeah, severe weather is expected and likely. Some could be strong. We're going through the alert day forecast for tonight and additional alert days that take us into the weekend. You can already see the cameras bouncing. Our wind gusting as much as 50 miles per hour already today. And that's without the thunderstorms. We're back with our alert day forecast.
4 in a row, never done for this type of event before. Kevin's here, day one of the alert days. Here we go.
Well, I tell you, and you got to be careful not to get fatigued on this, right? And I'm not just talking about the weather team. I'm talking about everybody at home. This can get old pretty quick. But we do have 4 days in a row where there's at least a severe chance, and each of those bring heavy rain, and that promotes flooding. So we've got to just work through it slowly and make sure we're prepared. And that's exactly what this is all about. That's why we flag days as alert days, to give you that first alert, the earliest alert, to say, all right, I've got to pay attention and maybe I should start preparing. And now that day is here. So let me walk you through with what we know, or at least what we're thinking at this point for tonight. I think this will be the worst of the severe weather we have to deal with over the next 4 days. And that comes in tonight at 8 o'clock. Through the overnight hours up until about 6 across the entire viewing area. It doesn't last that long everywhere, but it will move across the viewing area. Severe storms are likely. Wind, hail, tornadoes, and the potential for flash flooding with very heavy rainfall. We've already seen those 50-mile-per-hour winds. We're in the moderate risk area for Louisville and points to the west. That's a 4 out of 5 on the scale from the Storm Prediction Center. The rest of you to our east under the enhanced risk area, 3 out of 5. That rare high risk is in place across West Kentucky. I'll show you that in a second. When we talk about the alerts that we currently have, we have, well, 1 county in the tornado watch. The rest of us will be added as the night goes on, so that one just happened to get clipped, so Lawrence County until 11 o'clock, but we'll likely see many more watches and warnings across our area later this evening. When we look at our timeline, you can see we're in that wind portion. We're going to push into the severe portion, probably mid to late evening into the overnight, and then each day through the late afternoon and evening up to the midnight hour or just beyond will contain the severe threat. And obviously with that heavy rain, the flooding threat persists through that time as well, accumulating with rising rivers even into the weekend and next week. So we've got the greatest severe threat today, slight risk south of us tomorrow, marginal risk on Friday, and back to a slight risk on Saturday before we kick it all out of here on Sunday. Sounds good, doesn't it? Let's get it out of here. All right, tonight we have a partly sunny sky. It's windy, it's warm. 81 in Bullitt County, 79 elsewhere. We've got a lot of upper 70s and low 80s. The wind advisory is in place, 43-mile-per-hour gust here. Those winds are howling out of the south, pushing our temperature into the low 80s, transporting in plenty of moisture. Dew points are in the 60s. Also bringing in plenty of warmth. You'll notice on the view with a number of warnings, both severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings, stacking up from Chicago all the way down toward Dallas. Memphis really seeing some intense weather with tornado warnings all around them, and St. Louis. These are all lifting up to the north and east as this whole line, or excuse me, lifting up to the north and moving to the east as this whole line moves toward the east as well. That said, we have that rare high-risk area, only a couple of those issued in a given year across the country from the Storm Prediction Center. Rare that we'd even see moderate, and we're in that as we speak. The rest of the folks to our east in that enhanced risk area. So what about the timing? Back to the north and west, looking between 8 p.m. and midnight, and that streams down to places like Hardensburg and Paoli Court and Salem. And then for the Louisville area, anywhere between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., those storms should be approaching, moving off to our south and east after midnight, and perhaps lingering into the early morning hours with that heavy rain. So the greatest potential is past mid-evening. So if you have things to do, good time to do it. Get it done before 9 o'clock and then get inside and tune in to Wave Weather Now. We'll be on there or the main channel here, depending on if there are tornado warnings in progress. 82, our current temperature. Wind advisory, flood watch, 64 for the overnight low. Coming our way tomorrow, more storms later in the day after some light rain early, 67 for the high. So not as warm as today. 72 by Friday, 76 on Saturday. Again, let me just mention with the thunderstorms on Friday still around the area, the stationary front is the train track for these storms moving through. So we see additional severe threats both Friday and Saturday, and heavy rain. That rainfall total could go 8 to 12 inches before all is said and done. That's going to cause some massive problems, and we see that back to the west where rainfall totals are exceeding a foot of rain. That rain finally ends early Sunday, and then a little dry time early next week before a few more showers late next week. So this is a multi-day, multifaceted severe weather event for us, Brian.
And right now we're still in preparation mode.
We are, and our team is prepared. We're going to be here. We're all going to be here through the evening and overnight. When we're not on TV, we're going to be on our streaming channel. That's Wave Weather Now. You can find it on both of our apps, wave3.com, Roku, all the devices that stream.
Another way, Kevin, that people are staying prepared is finding exactly where you're going to go if you're somebody that is going to need shelter. LaRue County, the sheriff's office there, is compiling a list of shelters that are going to open with tonight's severe weather. That list is now up on their Facebook page. Several churches have once again opened up their doors to welcome those in need. The Mount Moriah Baptist Church and Magnolia Cumberland Presbyterian Church are some of those options. There are others listed as well. The Sheriff's Department says they'll continue to update this list. Well, Boeing's CEO testified on airline safety today. We're hearing what the company tells the Senate about the progress it's making on safety reforms. Kelly Ortberg appeared before the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation. He testified about his company's recent missteps, saying that they are unacceptable. He admits the company still has a lot of work to do. Ortberg says that Boeing is making fundamental changes to fix its work culture. They want to strengthen safety and quality. All of this is following several mishaps over the past few years, including 2 crashes of Boeing's 737 MAX jets. The CEO has been testifying before Congress today. Again, if you need a reminder, those crashes killed 346 people. With the time running out for TikTok to find a new buyer, Amazon has emerged now as the latest to put in a bid. The app's future is uncertain, as a potential ban in the U.S. could be just days away. There are several potential buyers now, including a group led by billionaire former LA Dodgers owner Frank McCourt and Shark Tank investor Kevin O'Leary. Still ahead at 5:30, Kentucky's newest Amazon facility comes with a perk for its Prime members. We have got a look inside to see what they're working on to make sure they can get you your packages delivered quickly.
With Alert Day coverage now, this is Wave News.
Thanks for staying with us here on Wave News at 5:30. I'm Brian Schlonsky. Myra is off. We want to begin this half hour again with your forecast as we are in day 1 of 4 straight alert days. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Harnett standing by. And Kevin, we've got our team here looking at everything. And another way that we're able to stay updated and keep our viewers informed is that Wave has several sister stations off to the west that's seeing what's to come before it arrives here.
You know, we're part of a television group that has 113 stations. We're watching our colleagues over in Jonesboro, Memphis, Evansville, Cape Girardeau, St. Louis. We are working with those colleagues tracking these storms into our area. And while they'll arrive here later, they're in their areas now. I'll show you the radar in a second. We've got alert days stacked up, as Brian mentioned, through Saturday. Severe storms really have our attention in the short term because that's what's going to happen tonight. Wind, hail, and the tornado threat. And then we sort of change to, yes, daily chances for strong to possibly severe storms, but more heavy rain, and that will lead to some really intense flooding. wind advisory is already in place. It's been there throughout the day, and boy, it has been windy. 50-mile-per-hour winds already. We're now at 43, straight from the south, 82, so it's warming us up, but it's also bringing in plenty of moisture. The dew point gives us an idea of that. Most of our dew point readings in the low to mid-60s. Consequently, that will be the fuel for these storms. We have the moderate risk area, the enhanced risk area to our east, and far west Kentucky in the bullseye of a very rare high risk. Moderate's pretty intense, so we'll be watching that tonight. Right now, it's the calm before the storm. Not expecting anything over the next probably 3 hours. We really have to get into the mid to late evening before some of these storms move in along the front. It's this cluster of storms across western Tennessee that really has our attention. These would likely be the supercells that lift into west Kentucky. We'll be tracking those in. Those would have the potential for the largest hail and the most violent tornadoes. Along that line, that would be similar to what we saw on Sunday. Weaker tornadoes embedded within the line that moved through with quite a bit of wind. So regardless, we've got our eyes on the storms to the west. Our chances go up late evening after 9 o'clock. Certainly by 11 to midnight, we'll have storms around our area. Brian, we will be here. We'll be, if we're not on the air here on Wave, which we will be when there are tornado warnings, but even when we're not under tornado warnings, we'll be on our live stream.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Yeah, a ton of ways for you to stay up to date at home. Another way is by grabbing a NOAA weather radio, but these are hard to come by, especially right now knowing what's to come here in our area. This is some video here of the Clark County Health Department handing out about 1,000 of these radios between noon and 4 this afternoon. If you have one, it's an excellent way to be properly prepared. There will be 2 other options to grab a free radio on both Friday and Saturday. Governor Beshear has declared a state of emergency ahead of this 4-day severe weather stretch. With the concerns of the storm impact looming, Beshear is encouraging Kentuckians to stay prepared.
You almost never see that number 5, that highest potential risk that they can forecast. The 4 is scary enough on its own, and the 3 is what we normally see for an event that we would come to you and try to tell you to be prepared and to be ready.
Beshear says he's especially concerned for the potential of historic amounts of rain, along with the strong winds and the possibility of tornadoes that are all in this forecast. New here at 5:30, this stretch of alert days pushing back the start of Keeneland's spring meet. Racing was set to begin on Friday, but the Kentucky Horsemen's Benevolent and Protective Association is reporting that Friday's card has been moved to Monday. Saturday's card moved to Tuesday, so that means racing is expected to begin in Lexington on Sunday. It is rare for Keeneland to move or cancel races. The last time this happened was back in 2015 when 4 races on spring meet opening day were canceled, and again, it was because of severe weather. New here at 5, the retrial of a Louisville murder suspect ended with 2 convictions for murder. A jury convicted Mahlon Harris in the 2020 murders of Antonio Lucas and Daniel Key Jr. Their bodies were found stacked on top of each other inside a rental car in Smoketown. The jury was back today to discuss the penalty phase. We'll keep you posted as Harris is sentenced. Well, many of us are guilty of online shopping, right? And then we constantly check again and again that tracking information, wondering when the packages will arrive. If you are an Amazon Prime member, you have the luxury of 2-day shipping. But now, people in Louisville may not even have to wait that 48 hours. Wave News reporter Marissa Burke explains why.
There are at least 3,000 small and medium-sized businesses in the Commonwealth that are Amazon sellers on the site. This new facility is a same-day delivery site, which means it's going to make it easier for those businesses to get their packages to you and for all of us who order from Amazon.
Officials call this place Sky 2. It's a 180,000 square feet warehouse that houses over 1 million Amazon products with close to 200 employees. Kentucky's newest Amazon facility comes with a perk to its Prime customers: same-day deliveries.
I know that my most 2 recent orders on Amazon, multivitamins and deodorant, I had to wait nearly a full day until I got those delivered. Now, it will only be a matter of hours.
There are
collaborative robots and technology, helping sort packages, move products, and keep Amazon employees safe while working. Sky 2 is one of more than 50 same-day delivery sites around the United States. Amazon is working on adding more throughout the country. The online retailer has invested $43 billion in the Commonwealth over the last decade. Thursday is the start of them delivering more to the city of Louisville. This is the first same-day delivery site in Kentucky, but Amazon has already planted many routes throughout the Commonwealth. This is now the 25th Amazon facility in the state. Marissa Burke, Wave News.
We are following some breaking news right now. A tree has fallen on a car on Palatka Road. This is near Iroquois Park. It's also near Manslick Road. We have Wave News reporter Fernando Garcia Francischini standing by. He is at the scene, joining us live now with what we know. Fernando.
Hey, Brian, we are on Palatka Road again near Iroquois Park, where it seems like a tree has fallen on a car, crushing at that car. I'm going to get out of the way so you can take a look at what the scene looks like right now. Again, you can see there that tree that fell on that green car, absolutely crushing it. This road, Palatka Road, again near Iroquois Park, is right now closed to traffic. There is police presence here as of right now. You can probably see at a distance to the cars turning around. When we were coming this way, there was yellow tape blocking that side of the road. We don't know if that has changed, but the side of the road where we are at is currently blocked. We still haven't heard anything about injuries. What exactly happened? Was someone driving that car when the tree fell? How many people were inside that car? But what we know, again, right now is that this is happening in Palatka Road, where a tree has fallen on that green car. This road blocked to traffic with LMPD presence currently right here. And of course, as we learn more information about what happened and what led to this, we will be sure to keep you informed both on air and online. For now, though, I'll go ahead and send things back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Fernando. We'll be watching to see if the winds were the cause. Gotta hope that nobody was in the car when that tree fell, because that is some devastating video there. All right, still a lot to come here on Wave News at 5. Still to come, a federal judge dismissing the corruption case against New York City's mayor. We'll take a look at what that means for the mayor going forward.
This newscast is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Now, Wave News.
The Kentucky Cabinet for Health and Family Services has licensed its first in-state program to administer medications for opioid use disorder inside LMDC. YesCare started providing the service yesterday. LMDC patients will be able to receive all FDA-approved medications for opioid treatment. YesCare says the partnership will help with security concerns around the medicine and allow LMDC staff to respond faster to patient needs. You could be eligible for compensation for certain generic drug purchases. It comes as Kentucky joins a lawsuit with 50 other states and territories. The group is seeking approval for a $39 million settlement with generic drug manufacturer Apotex. If you bought a generic prescription between 2010 and 2018, you could be eligible for compensation. You can check to see if you are by visiting aggenericdrugs.com. The checklist will be located at the bottom of your screen. The settlement is over claims that Apotex tried to inflate prices and limit competition. A group of coworkers now have a little extra cash in their pockets after winning their work lottery pool. We'll hear the reaction one coworker had when he learned they had won.
It's a wave weather alert day. All eyes on the storms out to our south and west. They're moving in, and they're going to pack a punch. We're going to let you know what to expect as these storms move into wave country later on tonight. Keeping you and your family safe. It's why we're here. It's why we'll be on all night long. We'll let you know how to find us when we come back from the Weather Garden.
We are back with you now, back with our Alert Day coverage. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Harnett has moved to the Weather Garden, help get us prepared for what's to come. And Kevin, we haven't even seen a drop of rain yet, and already these high winds, potentially the cause of a tree falling on a car. We've seen a chimney fall off a house, already seeing issues in wave country.
Well, you know, they were almost up to severe criteria without the storm. That would be over 57 miles per hour, and we've had wind gusts as high as 50 already today. So So, yes, with the recent rains, the limbs that may either be loose or the trees that are sort of decaying, they'll come down with winds like that, and the thunderstorms tonight will bring even stronger winds. So some areas are really going to get walloped, it looks like. Hey, it's windy out here in the weather garden, too. Our temperature is warm, responding to those southerly winds, coming in at 82, our current reading. It's also stirring up some of the pollen, so our tree pollen is in the medium range today. That will stay there again on Friday, but in between Thursday, it goes into the high category. So it's the allergy season, the trees in particular. Let's talk about our alert day for tonight. Well, we've got 4 of them, but we'll just tackle the first one first, all right? Take them one at a time. Tonight, between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. is sort of that window of opportunity across the viewing area. Remember, we serve 34 counties, so this is for the entire area, 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Severe storms, the main threat, wind, hail, and tornadoes, plus the flash flooding. We're in the moderate risk. That's 4 out of 5. The enhanced risk is to our east, and the rare high risk, 5 out of 5, is across West Kentucky. You'll see that in our maps coming up. The timeline for this shows that between now and 8 o'clock, we just have the gradient winds, the winds to deal with. Mainly dry, though. After 8 o'clock, thunderstorms start to approach. Those lines of showers and thunderstorms will move in. That's where they will be severe with the wind, hail, tornado threat. And then the heavy rain with some flooding will continue throughout the overnight hours into early tomorrow morning. Make sure you're ready for the severe weather. Have the Wave Weather app. You can watch our live stream on that. Scroll down, watch live. Have a NOAA weather radio. It's like a smoke detector for storms. Every home should have one. Keep your devices charged and don't count on the outdoor sirens to alert you if you're inside. All right, I mentioned the live stream. It's where we are all the time. Brian's blog is on there every morning between 9 and 10 a.m. We're on there before alert days, during alert days. It's our live stream. You can find it on Roku, Apple TV, the Fire Stick, really the Wave Weather app, the Wave News app, and wave3.com. So if your devices are charged, that's a good place to go to say, hey, let's see what the Wave team is saying. We'll keep you ahead of the storms. All right, let's take a look at these temperatures. Warm today. Low 80s in the city, 70s for some areas, but man, it's warm and windy under a partly sunny sky. The destabilization continues in the atmosphere. Look at all those warnings back to the west and south. Those are the clusters of storms and the line of storms moving in our direction. The National Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center working hard to make sure you stay advanced of the storms with watches and the outlooks. There's that rare high risk western parts of Tennessee and Kentucky. Those storms arrive here later on tonight. The timing back to the north and west of us between 8 and midnight. Here in Louisville and areas to our south between 10 and 2. And then areas to our south and east between midnight and 5 a.m. Heavy rainmakers for sure. The greatest severe threat probably after 9 o'clock, closer to midnight for Louisville, and then we'll fade it to the south and east after that. All modes of severe weather, tornadoes, wind, hail, and the flooding threat are all on the high side. We have a flooding threat to mention, too. Flash flooding can occur with the heavy rainfall. This is going to be a multi-day threat for heavy rain and some severe, though tonight should be the most severe. But you can see anywhere between 8 to 12 inches of rain coming into Louisville, right up along the Ohio River Valley, and back down to our west. Over a foot of rain is possible. That could be devastating for some. 82, our current temperature, wind gust at 43. Tonight, periods of severe weather. Again, we'll be here to walk you through it. Just pay attention to us. We'll do it calmly, and that's going to be the best part of getting through tonight. And again, we'll do it tomorrow and the next few days. 67. Some of the storms tomorrow, later in the afternoon and evening, could be strong. We'll do that again for Friday and Saturday. Temperatures back in the 70s before cooling down and calming down early next week. So, Brian, here we come out of a winter that was very active for us, and we started our spring season on the same foot. So we'll be here all night.
Makes us wonder what's to come for summer.
Yeah, right? Let's take it one at a time.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. All right, maybe some happy news for you here. New at 5:30. It's everyone's dream, right? A group of Kentucky bourbon distillery workers going to split their $50,000 Powerball prize. The group of 17 work for Barton 1792 Distillery. The workers carpooled to the Kentucky Lottery building after work yesterday, and they got to pick up their winnings. They have been playing in a Powerball office pool for over a year finally paid off. Friday, March 21st is when their luck struck. The group was greeted with a $50,000 ceremonial check. They took a couple of photos, and then here they go. They're each handed the real check, their own prize money, nearly $3,000 each.
I scanned it on the machine, 50,000 showed up, and first thing I do is look to see who's behind me. Anybody see that? But no, yeah, it felt pretty nice, you know. And then I took it home. I scanned it on my phone just to make sure it read the same, and it did. I was like, okay.
How about that? The group says they started this office pool back when the Powerball jackpot was huge, when it rolled over $1 billion. If you remember that last year, Walmart in Bardstown will receive $500 for selling that winning ticket. Congrats. We'll be right back. The FDA can keep certain flavored vaping products off store shelves. Today, the U.S. Supreme Court weighed in, siding with the government agency. The case stems from the FDA's refusal to grant approval for some vaping products to be sold to consumers. The FDA says they are deliberately geared to appeal to minors. However, it's only a partial win because the High Court sent the case to an appeals court for an additional review. The vaping companies will also be able to reapply for FDA approval of those products. This morning, a judge permanently dismissed the criminal corruption case against New York City Mayor Eric Adams. The dismissal comes nearly 2 months after the Trump administration requested that the charges be dropped. The Trump administration argued that continuing with the charges interfered with the mayor's ability to properly govern. A judge cleared Adams of those corruption charges. He was indicted last year and accused of illegally accepting campaign contributions and free luxury travel. The mayor has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. Thanks for joining us here for Wave News at 5. Wave News at 6 is coming